What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I had to hijack your show, so today's You Made Roscoe. It's You Made Zoe.
Oh,
So,
really? Okay.
Yeah, I had to flip it.
Okay.
But I'm here with APOC and Roscoe Brown PI.
Bye.
And we're gonna do a reaction to Tom MacDonald Exposure. Who suggested this?
Amy 13 suggested this. So we glad she's one of the people that's been following us. So it's
thank
cool.
you for your subscription, and hopefully we get many more.
Yeah, word.
We'll just get started with it. Just see what it was.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah. Let me break it down for every single doubter. You're afraid of what I'm doing, you're a coward. All your favorite rappers doing downers, and you make them feel empowered till they're fertilizing soil, pushing flowers. Yeah, what the Lil Wayne, Rick Ross, and 2 Chainz all have in common. They make a living.
He's definitely right out the gate putting the onus on the drug culture rappers. You know, we know that that's a big thing nowadays. A lot of rappers of this day are promoting a lot of crazy drug use. You know, it was one thing from my era. You know, I'm a big proponent of marijuana. You know what I mean? If you want to do that, but that like my era, you know, and that's not to say that there wasn't guys who was doing some other stuff, because there was guys who was lacing their weed or just straight out doing like coke or whatever. You know, I've known some of these people, and I actually I'm not even one of those people who knock people doing their vices or whatever, but the fact that this stuff is being promoted to young people, you know, if you happen to run into this stuff at you know, an older age, or be at age where you could kind of make your decisions, that is what it is. But the fact that these rappers are promoting this stuff to very young kids, you know, I'm glad that artists like Tom MacDonald are putting that stuff out. Any thoughts from y'all?
Man, I'll be honest with you, I didn't even hear the first few lines. I heard digging graves and flowers.
No, that's the result of the drug culture rappers. That was it. So you heard what you heard was the end result of the stuff that they're promoting is they putting people in the ground.
Oh, that's the end result for everybody.
well, they get there,
but it's quicker to get there.
They get there quicker.
The expressway.
Right.
It's the you are here way.
Yeah, to the upper room.
The upper room.
You go ahead, so.
Pushing flowers. Yeah, what the Lil Wayne, Rick Ross, and 2 Chainz all have in common. They make a living off gangster rap, but they all went to college. It's all just marketing strategy, so you empty your wallet. Endorsing vodka to make a buck and make you alcoholics. They make you stupid with Xanax, they make you broke with designers. They use the music to confuse the youth and influence minors. Isn't it funny how these rappers went from fighting to power to buy a gun and sell some drugs in just a matter of hours? To turn the students to felons that just get fed to the system, because there are people making fortunes off of privatized prisons. They objectify women till they are all that you crave. So you don't realize there's more to life than just getting laid. You think you're happy, but you're really just so caught in the game that you don't realize you're wasting all your money to play. They give you rappers with rainbow hair who wear clothes like your girlfriend to emasculate the men that emulate all the urban trends. Got you wearing pretty dresses and heels and popping pills like you really know how depression can feel. Y'all some posers, dying for acceptance and exposure, trying to be the rappers on the posters. All I hear is new chain, big house, fast cars, so boring. And all of that is lies, man, it's so corny. Death threats coming every other day for me, but I don't believe a word of is ghost stories. Hi, my name is Tom MacDonald, welcome to the show. If you are easily offended, then you probably should go. My resolution to losers who my new music is triggered, and just 1 million views on YouTube is too big middle fingers. I don't apologize or compromise, I quantify the figures, cause I'm optimized for making a killing and getting bigger. Had the fire all along, I needed fuel and a flicker to light the fuse to the mixture of the rumors and liquor. liquor. They got nothing else to do but try to cut me with scissors. But what's a blade to a building made out of iron and pillars? Go ahead and cry me a river, cause I've been dying to go swimming. And I'm designed to find it funny when they whine cause I'm winning. I just tell the truth, it's up to you to love or dismiss it. I'm just pointing out what I feel like the game has been missing. And every time I open my mouth up, you get offended. You say the talk is cheap, but then you act like it's expensive. You can't afford to speak your mind, afraid you'll get rejected by some strangers on the internet whose lives are all pathetic. I was surrounded by people who just pretend to be down, and then I blew up off a record, no one's friends with me now. I've realized that my potential's so intensely profound that there was bound to be some haters getting caught in the crowd. I won't apologize for anything I said or I'll say. If you're allergic to opinions, you should just walk away. Don't give a shit about your arguments and your complaints. I'd love to have you in my audience, just know it isn't safe. White people are the biggest on the planet, but even still I swear I'm sick to death of hearing it. You're not a model, you're a waitress, and the man taking your picture is a pervert with a camera, no photography experience. You cry about gorillas getting shot inside a zoo and then take photos on your phone when someone's dying next to you. Y'all only care about each other if it means you'll get some views, and you can say that I'm a but what I say is just the truth. There's a disconnect between the things you feel and what's said, cause you're afraid of what they'll think, so you don't say what you meant. If being true to myself means that I'll lose the respect, then I'll stand my ground like both my feet are stuck in cement. I was raised to keep my feelings, thoughts, and words all consistent. If you're censoring your heart, then what's the reason for living? I don't need their approval to validate my position, and I don't need to be accepted, never asked for permission. They attacked me from behind and tried to silence the vision, tried to kill me with fire, and from the ashes I've risen. My motivation won't expire, I don't get tired, I get driven. If they don't like it, then they're not required to comment or listen. They just hide behind their keyboards trying to find the ambition to go make something of their life while they die for attention.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, that was deep, dude. And I know that there was going back to the part when he started talking about the rappers and how there's a lot of rappers out here who are promoting that drug culture that I was talking about, even just a lot of the other stuff, the cars, the chains, the women, all that stuff. These are, when he pointed out the fact that a lot of these big artists are college educated people. And I'm glad that he pointed that out, because that's kind of been a point of contention with me personally. I ain't even gonna front. Like and this goes for, you know, like he named 2 Chainz. I don't know if he named Plies, but Plies is another one of those. Megan Thee Stallion is another one of those. We have a lot of these people who are putting out these trash ideas in their music, and these are supposed to be the higher vibrating people. These are the educated people of our community who are putting out these damaging images and audio to our people. And so that really hit home with me, that one piece right there, because that's something that's been on my spirit for so long. When I've seen a lot of these rappers who come along, and if you go to like the contrast of our time, because like college educated rappers ain't a new thing. You had KRS, I know he got into like the school system for real like a little later, but still he's involved in that whole college scene. Guru was another one, you know, Chuck D. But those who did go to college from that time were people who promoted positive imagery and put out positive messages. So it reflected the fact that they knew better, so they did better. But you know, these people are so just concerned with the capitalistic aspect and trying to gain in that regard that they are sell out their own people just to do it, you know. But I don't want to ramble, you know. I want to give everybody else a chance to pick out, you know, or comment on anything that you thought or stuck out to you guys. You can go ahead. You can go ahead, Joby.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I'm trying to allow you guys to do y'all's thing.
No, go ahead.
Very interesting. The lyrics were very interesting. and I'm paraphrasing the part where he says something about you guys used to talk about fighting the power.
Yeah.
You
Shout out
know,
to Pete.
during the times of Public Enemy, you know, Poor Righteous Teachers, X-Clan, you know, we think of some of the other old school conscious rappers.
Mhm.
That was during a time, there was a transition going on back then. A lot of people don't realize those songs were profitable because they were being marketed to minorities, if you will, a minor group in this country before hip hop became the juggernaut that it became during the 90s. And so when what we see now in hip hop is the result of people who didn't create it having a say so on what's being put out. I remember LL Cool J doing an interview on how Def Jam was really against him putting his song Father out as a lead single, saying it wouldn't sell. There's been other artists who talked about, you know, those deals that are done in the back offices that they want them to promote this debauched lifestyle. And so when you think about parent companies, they're the ones who actually are pulling the strings on what is able to be put out. And so I was looking up some information. Meg Thee Stallion, she's with 300 Entertainment. But who owns 300 Entertainment? It's Warner Music. You think about Puffy over at Bad Boy. Who owns Bad Boy? Arista. You think about Def Jam. Who owns Def Jam? Universal Music. Who owns Universal? NBC. So these are not people who necessarily want to tell that, portray that narrative of the debauched lifestyle, the women, the liquor, the drugs, so on and so forth. But if your high up corporate masters are telling you, we own your masters, and in order for you to get paid, you have to lay these type of tracks down because this is what sells. And why does it sell? Well, who buys the majority of hip hop? Caucasians do. They're dancing to that stuff. I've been in cars while I've seen white boys talking about shooting up N-words or whatever. I don't know what kind of parental guidance you have on your channel, but I've seen this myself.
Say what you got to say.
And so as much as these are Black men and women saying these songs, white men and white women sing them just as much. Who do we see at the concerts? Come on now, let's keep it 1,000. Wow.
Oh,
Yeah, no, but I mean that goes into the argument that we were having the other day on, or the not the argument, but the discussion we were having the other day on the other video. You're gonna have the fan base, but ultimately, if you don't have somebody doing that job, there will be nobody that will be trying to fill that spot. So that's what I'm saying is just, you don't, I mean, in today's age, you do not need a record label. You could stream it. You could come. I mean, Tom MacDonald was strictly on Facebook and YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then like there's ways around it. It's just the work that you have to put into it is different. You know, it's much easier when you have a team that you don't realize that you're paying for out of your advance. And you're doing all this other shit, and all you're doing is making money off of tours. And if you don't sell, you're not making tours. So you're going to abide what is gonna, like, you're trapped by your own contract. So and that's what I'm saying. That's what I think that he's exposing is just exposing the whole commercialization of rap that is now, or has been for a while now. It's far different from what it was. And it literally is just like a corporation business where they take anybody, plants, actors, whatever you want to call them, they put them in position, tell them rap about this shit, and that's what you're going to do, and that's what's going to sell. And that's what they do. And that's what it's saying. It's dumbing us down just by, I mean, just because someone does it doesn't mean it's okay. People get dumbed down by that shit because all you keep on hearing repetitively is all this nonsense. and there's no positive message.
Well, this is what I wanted to add to that, just to go off what you just said. Entertainment is like a chain, bebop, rock and roll, jazz, disco, rock and roll. I think I said that, hip hop, R&B, so on and so forth. And when there's usually a paradigm shift, very few people are aware. Like, we go to the late 80s with hip hop. Nobody really sees that paradigm shift where gangster rap is going to take over. I remember like when the Chronic was dropping, I was still vibing out to Low End Theory by a Tribe Called Quest. Two very good albums, two very different albums, but still marketed to the same group of people. And so when those paradigm shifts are taking place, very few people are going to have the mental wherewithal to notice what the shift is and then make it be recognized culturally. That just doesn't happen. It never happens. Because top 40, they're playing, his G thing all day, every day, every hour at the top of the hour. And so they're promoting that. And what do you do as a young kid? You're young, you're impressionable. I'm going to go get this. And then your musical palette begins to shift to this drug culture, this bitches ain't shit culture. You know what I'm saying? And then it's passed on because now you got kids. I see adults. I've never listened to gangster rap around my child, but I see adults listening to that stuff with their children. And so now the children are being acclimated to it. And so what we're talking about, once again, it goes up to the top. These people who are in the executive offices, they tell the urban division, because they have multiple divisions, we want that gangster rap. Hip hop has always been a tool, a conduit to pull people out of poverty. That's what all the old stories were about. We talked about it on the Vapors when Biz Markie talks about Big Daddy Kane, how he said people said he would grow up to be nothing but a loser. But then you have this tool in hip hop that, hey, I can sit up here and show everybody I'm something. You know what I'm saying? It's a deeper discussion than what he's saying. This Tom Macdonald guy, he's talking about an end result of something that started decades ago. And this is the amalgamation of all that at this point. And it's deeper than just Lil Wayne being college educated and Rick Ross being a security guard at a prison. It goes clear up to the top. And that's where we have to start.
That's a beautiful point. I think that's very similar to the point that we made in that one video that you was alluding to, Zoe. Is that at the end of the day, the parent companies, as Joby said, are the ones who are pulling all the strings. So, but to go back to what you said, Zoe, and how there's a freedom to be had, probably just a little more work involved. And that's probably the thing, is that these artists aren't willing to actually put in
it's because of how materialistic everything is. Yeah. So everybody wants stuff now. They want to be recognized now. They don't want to have to put the work in. They don't want to have to, grind 24 hours a day. I mean, when you're trying to make connections and when you really like what you're doing and you're an artist, your work is not even like work. It's just you're in your head. So it's like you have to have that fire under your ass. And if you're just looking for the easy way out, yeah, you could sign with the record label, but you're going to pay for it for the rest of your career. They're going to own your whole image.
Yeah.
They're going to own everything.
How's that any different than the high school basketball star that goes straight from high school to the pros? He's looking for a way out. A lot of people don't understand the toxicity that goes on in impoverished neighborhoods. And so,
yeah, but everybody's looking for a way out. Everybody is. No matter where. Like, that's what I'm saying. That's why that is so. It's across the board. So everybody, like, literally has that element. It's like we're all built with it. It's just it's how you function.
Yeah, no, go ahead, Joe.
No, I was just gonna say it's a little bit different. Me and Roscoe, Murder Town is where we grew up, right?
Mhm.
I've seen it was a dead man in my grandmother's garden in our very backyard. You don't see that stuff every day. Just watch them get shot and killed, and he just died there breathing on the spot. I remember one day me and Roscoe went roller skating. You probably remember this. And they just started shooting. Me and you were running, and the dude next to us.
No, I remember that. We had to jump over the dude.
Right.
We had to jump over the dude that got shot.
That's not going on in every neighborhood. And
No,
so in
it
certain
ain't.
Oh my God,
neighborhoods,
I totally forgot about that dude.
in certain neighborhoods, there's an urgency that's more apt in other neighborhoods. That's what I'll say. Because I
Yeah.
know these things don't go on in every hood. And depending on if you have a toxic mother and a toxic father, I always think about the opening scene of Ready to Die when Biggie's mom and dad are arguing. Fuck you, bitch. You know,
Oh yeah, yeah. No,
that's
they
a
was
daily
wilding out.
occurrence. And I know it happens, but there's something different when melanated people have to go through these things and what they're willing to do to get put on as early as possible. You know,
Yeah, I wanna jump in here because I know that we don't have like a lot of time left. I do want to say that for me, just in closing, that just to critique the song in general. I think it was a dope song, another dope song with a lot of great points. That's actually gonna end up in my playlist for real. I really like that song. But yeah, before we get up out of here, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, go over to the Warheads, and that's Warheads with an X at the end and not that Z that you see on Joe V's shirt. Somebody made our shirts and our hats wrong. We're not gonna put the person on blast who did it, but it's an X at the end of that. That's what you want to see. That's where you want to go. DA Warheads.
You'll say touch your head.
Right. You'll see all of us over there. But yeah. Any closing words before we get up out of here, y'all?
No, a good song. Do a deep dive. I'm about deep diving. I deep dive in everything, ladies.
Yeah. No, you
Can't do that in shallow water.
Yeah, no, and Zoe thought he was taking over the show. I don't know what's wrong with him. You know what I mean?
Oh, I did. I
Yeah,
did.
Yeah.
I caused this corruption, didn't I?
No, yeah, no, and you brought a good song to the table, so I don't know. I'll give you a mulligan on this one.
Who? No, I did this. What was it? Amy
That was the
13.
Amy.
Oh, that was
Amy
Amy.
girl.
Yeah, no, Amy
suggested this,
13.
yep.
Yeah, no,
The
yeah.
Amy subscriber.
Great
Shout
work.
out to Amy
Great work.
13.
No.
Shout out.
So all that love I just gave to Zoe, that goes to Amy. So take it
No,
away.
I took it over for Amy.
But yeah, no, we enjoy doing this. You guys are fun to do this with, and we're more than happy to any suggestions, that you have for any more songs. Throw those in there. We'll look at them. We're gonna get up out of here because we got a lot of work to do because we got more requests to bring to y'all. So we're gonna do just that. See you guys later.
Deuces.